What's going on, YouTube? Slideways 100 here, man. I'm gonna keep the videos rolling, man. I'm gonna always find something to talk about that's surrounding boxing. We won't have a major fight, as far as I know, till January 29th. So, today I'm gonna talk about shit you probably heard here and there, but I'm gonna talk about this HBO cast, man. These motherfuckers on the mic. This HBO cast. And it's four people. It's Larry Merchant, it's Max Kellerman, Emmanuel Stewart, and Jim Lampley. Hope I ain't say nobody twice, but I'm gonna start out with Jim Lampley, man. If you watch the Pacquiao-Clottey fight, you've heard this shit already. This shit's over exaggerated. I find this shit annoying, but I'm gonna play this clip. And you can listen to it again.
Bang, 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 bang. Try and stop it. Bang, bang. Here I come. Bang. You want to throw sometime? Bang. This is the Manny Pacquiao who has dominated boxing for the past 3 years. Bang. Bang, 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 bang.
And when Pacquiao...
You want to throw back? Bang. Keep coming.
So as you can see from that clip, bang, bang, bang. Bang! The speed combined with the power of Manny Pacquiao. Shut that shit up, Jim Lampley. Shut that dumb shit up. I mean, he rides Manny Pacquiao's dick. He's got the Pac-Tards growing in numbers. He's got the motherfuckers growing in numbers, man. Him, Larry Merchant, mixed with a little Max Kellerman, they got the fucking Pac-Tards growing in numbers. And you know what, man, Jim Lampley though, man, I ain't got no problems with him. At least he's not a biased motherfucker the way some of them other reporters are that I'm gonna get to. He's not too biased and shit like that. He will give other fighters the props, even if they on the losing end sometimes. But it's just the sound effects, man. He got them joints out in 6D, 7D. He's got that shit out advanced to a different level, man. He got to stop with the sound effects because, and you know what, the sound effects, I don't knock him for it, because if they was just to sit at the table and just talk about the fight, it adds a little it's like using an adjective when you talk. It adds a little excitement to your speech. So I don't fault him for the sounds, but that Clottey and Pacquiao fight, man, that shit was over exaggerated, man. It was over exaggerated, man. He only does them sounds when Pacquiao's fighting. He only does them bang bangs when Pacquiao's fighting. That over exaggerating speech, the way he talks, the tone of his voice when Pacquiao's fighting, because he's a Pacquiao fan and he rides his dick. He's probably part of the leaders of the Pac-Tards, man. Jim Lampley, I don't have no problems with you. They ain't gotta kick him off the cast. I like Jim Lampley, but the chill out with the sound effects when Manny Pacquiao's fighting, man. Next, I'm gonna get into Emmanuel Stewart. Emmanuel Stewart, I don't have no problems with. Honestly, I don't. Floyd called him my Uncle Tom. I laughed at that. I don't have no problems with Emmanuel Stewart. At least Emmanuel Stewart has been a trainer. At least he's an actual trainer, man. In fact, he still trains because he's trained in Miguel Cotto. So, at least he's an actual trainer. Some of the shit he says ain't always right, but who's always right? I'm not always right. Nobody is. Ain't none of us guys. So, but I don't have no problems with Emmanuel Stewart. He's alright with me in my book. He's not a biased motherfucker. He gets both fights props when due. So I don't have no problems with Emmanuel Stewart. Next guy I'm gonna get into is Max Kellerman. Now Max Kellerman, he's I like to call him the Joker because he's got that little scar and shit, but that's just me fucking around talking shit. I call Max Kellerman the Joker, man. But Max Kellerman, out of everybody, he's the next Larry Merchant, and I'm gonna get into Larry Merchant last because I can't stand Larry fucking Merchant. Max Kellerman is, the list I'm doing it in: Jim Lampley, Emmanuel Stewart. Now I'm on Max Kellerman. That's the list in which I hate them in. You know what I mean? Now, I really don't hate. I don't want to say hate. Hate's a strong word, but dislike him. Like I said, Jim Lampley, cool. Emmanuel Stewart, alright. Now we're getting to Max Kellerman. Max Kellerman is like going to be the next Larry Merchant when Larry Merchant finally decides to retire, man. When he finally decides to retire. Max Kellerman and Larry Merchant both have a thing in common. I don't think these guys ever threw a punch in their life. I don't even know if they got in fist fights in the street. You know what I mean? I don't even think they had amateur careers in boxing. I don't think they had any type of thing to do with boxing other than run their mouth on other fighters. You know what I mean? And I hate Larry Merchant more so than Max Kellerman. But Max Kellerman, Larry Merchant got to be his best friend because I think he's hanging out with the old fella too much. And Larry Merchant is trying to turn Max Kellerman into him. So when he retires, he'll have a solid foundation of somebody who took his place. Somebody who pop off at the mouth with the same biased bullshit and who will hate on African American fighters. You know what I mean? I mean that's my opinion from what I've witnessed, man. Max Kellerman right now, you know, at times he can be neutral. You know what I mean? Some of the shit he says is stupid. He's one of them guys. He's always gonna. But you know what? I can't knock him for being an instigator. I can't knock him for being that. Like when he tried to get the Mayweather and Mosey thing put together, or he asked Mayweather about his opponent that night and choosing a lightweight Marquez instead of fighting a guy that's actually his size for once. I can't knock him for that. Sometimes these fighters won't step up to the plate. Sometimes these fighters aren't that outspoken, like Miguel Cotto or Manny Pacquiao. They're just like, I leave it in my trainer's hand. I'm willing to fight anybody and shit like that. They're too fucking neutral when they talk. We need more Tim Bradleys. You know what I mean? Motherfucker, I want to fight this dude next. I want to fight that dude next. We need Amir Khans. I want to fight that guy next. I want to unify the division. Everybody saying I'm scared of this guy. I want to fight him next. We need people who's more outspoken. You know, the top guy to call pound for pound best, Manny Pacquiao, he's not outspoken at all, man. You know what I mean? Bob Arum talks for him, and Freddie Roach talks for him. Manny Pacquiao needs to speak up and talk more for himself. I want to fight Mayweather. That's who I want to fight next.
Okay, I'm mic'd up now. So anyway, man, my camera died out on me, so now using the mic. I should have used the mic to start with, but anyways, man, like I was saying. Manny Pacquiao need to speak up. You know what I mean? I want to fight Floyd Mayweather next. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I want to fight Floyd Mayweather next. If that can't be worked out, I want to fight somebody that's undefeated in the division, which would be Andre Berto. It ain't too many choices. You know what I mean? It ain't too many choices at 147. You know what I mean? Or if Andre Berto thing couldn't work out, then Marquez. But at least have a list of opponents. Have a word of voice for yourself. Don't let Bob Arum pimp you out like he does his other fighters. You know what I mean? You the pound for pound best. You the best fighter on Bob Arum's list of fighters. So you tell that nigga, yeah, I'm under you. But when it comes down to it, the final decision is within my hands because you can't make me do anything I don't want to do. Anyway, man, getting back into these HBO broadcasts, Max Kellerman, he tries to get the most out of the fighters when he interviews them. He tries to get them to see where their heads at, where their minds at, what fights they got in mind for next. He tries to find out these things from the fighter. At times it can seem instigating and like he's trying to, but that's what boxing's about. We want to see the best fight the best, and that's what Max Kellerman wants to see. So that's what he tries to do. The problem I have with Max Kellerman is Larry Merchant is going to turn him into Larry Merchant Jr., into Larry Merchant II before he leaves. You know what I mean? That's what and you know what? Let's get into this Larry Merchant motherfucker. I can't stand this old fucking faggot. I can't stand him. You know what? He's a hater. Larry Merchant is a fucking hater, man. All he does is hate. All he does is hate nonstop, man. That's all he do is just hate, especially on African American fighters. He cannot stand the sight of Floyd Mayweather. He cannot stand the sight of Floyd Mayweather. No matter what Floyd does, he beat Shane. Shane's too old. He beat De La Hoya. De La Hoya was over the hill. You know what I mean? He'll always have a fucking excuse, man. He'll always. If Floyd fights Pacquiao and he manages to beat Pacquiao, he'll say, well, he fought Pacquiao after Pacquiao fought 3 bigger guys. And Pacquiao was overworn, and Pacquiao was a bit over the hill and a tad slower. So that's how come, you know what I mean? He'll always have something to say. Then he'll point out another opponent, Mayweather. Why don't you step up and wait? You seem to be grown. You're older now, and fight Sergio Martinez. You know what I mean? That's how Larry Merchant is. He just won't give credit where credit's due to a fighter. And you know what? It's not just African Americans he does it to, even though I do feel that he has a little bit of racism towards African American fighters. That's just how I feel. I could be wrong. I could be wrong, people. That's just how I feel from what I witnessed. But Larry Merchant, he does it with a lot. Yo, the Bull Litzau, when he beat Caballero, when he beat Celestino Caballero, that was in his life for him. That was his defining moment in his career. That fight meant a lot to him. Then people might not look at that fight as a big deal, but for him personally, Litzau, it meant a lot to him. He goes over to the announce tables. You know what I mean? I don't know to shake hands or exchange words, whatever the announcers. Give me my props, man. I just beat Celestino Caballero, one of the top guys in the division at lightweight. Larry Merchant gives him the thumbs down, shit like that. You know what I mean? Come on, man. I can't stand that motherfucker, man. Larry Merchant. I can't stand him. When Katsidas lost the fight, he has to bring up his brother and shit. And what would you say to your brother, to him now, if he was here or if he's up in heaven? I forgot what he said, but he asked him about his brother. Obviously that would bring up emotion. It's been a tough training camp for him leading up into the fight. And I mean, he's got so much heart and pride just for continuing to go through with the fight with the sudden loss of his brother, And he brings up his brother, and then he tries to, when the dude shows emotion, he tries to cut him off and shit. I'm like, come on. Yo, Larry Merchant, man, he cold, man. He a snake. He cold. Never threw a punch in his fucking life, I bet. Never coached boxing. Don't know shit about boxing. How did this dude even get this job, man? That's what I want to know. How did Larry Merchant get that job for HBO, man? How did he get that job? You know what? In short, I think HBO should have actual fighters as commentators in general in years to come. Not that I have a problem, like I said, with Max Kellerman too much, even though he's turning into a Larry Merchant. I don't have a problem with Max Kellerman. Don't have a problem with even if you a trainer, not necessarily a fighter, a trainer like Emmanuel Stewart. If you a trainer or you a fighter or you at least fought in the amateurs, you got a background on fighting, then it's okay. You can be a commentator and analyst or whatever. But if you just some regular ass old head, a hating ass motherfucker, that there's barely any positive in you, there's always negative. Everything that comes out your mouth is just about negative, like Larry Merchant, then you shouldn't be a commentator, man. You shouldn't be a commentator. I can't stand Larry fucking Merchant, man. The guy is he's like damn near 95% of the time negative. Barely ever positive, man. I can't stand him. He cuts off Emmanuel Stewart and Jim Lampley when they're talking. You know what I mean? Sometimes he tries to downplay their ideas. But you know what? When he tried to downplay Roy Jones put him in his fucking place. He said, man, this is shit that only a fighter would know about. A fighter would know about. You know what I mean? You've never fought in the ring. You've never trained a fighter. I don't know what aspect of fighting you know about. I don't know how you got your job. Basically, that's what he was telling Larry Merchant. In an intelligent way. Well, he kind of straight out said it, but, words speaking volumes. He was trying to say something more deeper, like, man, I don't even know how the fuck you got your job. I don't even know how you got your job. I don't know who dick you sucked a ride to get onto this HBO cast, man, because you a straight fucking hater, and then he tried to cut Roy off and say Roy was wrong. I believe it was the fight with the, what fight was it? Man, I'm going to get the clip. And I'm going to play the clip, man. I believe it was Pacquiao fighting Eric Morales, man. Here go the clip right here. And if you're not a boxer, if you're not a coach, a trainer, or did amateur boxing, has some type of, something that you got involved in with fighting, then you can be a commentator. If you're just a regular ass, hating ass motherfucker like Larry Merchant, man, you need to fucking go. Larry Merchant needs to go quick, man. He too fucking old to be doing this shit still, man. Want to hate all the way to his grave and shit, man. Yo, this motherfucker Larry Merchant, he don't know shit about boxing. Got me sound like Floyd Uncle and shit, but Larry Merchant, you don't know shit about boxing, man. And I'm gonna leave y'all with this clip, man, because I like this clip right here. Dude need to shut up for real.
Pacquiao is still dangerous. He better not get overconfident here, but all this out is just about gone. His confidence is being bottled because Eric is doing things to him to humiliate him in front of his crowd.
Well, I think that's an overstatement, Roy. It's a long way to go in the fight. I think in part what's going on here is...
You ain't never boxed before. You got to know boxing to know this and see what's happening here. You ever boxed before, you know what I'm talking about. And that is not an overstatement.
We can disagree, Roy, without having to pull rank.
All right.